The what wall?
The Mola wall. King Mo.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so long ago now. I gotta remember what the hell happened. There's so much shit going on. Yeah, King Mo. Here's the thing with that. What's I don't know. Some of you who are standing here right now might be those guys, might not be those guys, but some of the dummies in the press started talking about me cutting him as if this was something between me and him. What people have to understand, this is way bigger than me and him. Okay, first of all, this guy is an unlicensed fighter. He's not licensed, he just got busted for using something, you know. Again, everybody has their due process. He will have his day before the commission. He went before the commission and they said, we're suspending you for 9 months, and he got whatever was handed down to him, okay? Now, he has to go before the Nevada State Athletic Commission again before he can get licensed. And for those of you that are from other countries that don't understand how this works, there's a thing called the ABC, the Association of Boxing Commissioners in the United States. Those are the commissioners from all over the country and all the different states, okay? They work as a unit, they work together, right? And basically what he did was, he went into, it's like going into a courtroom. Okay, I'm going into court, and before the judge hands down his sentence to me, I say, hey judge, before you sentence me, I'd just like to let you know that I think you're a dick. All right, go ahead. What do you want to do to me now? That's literally what he did. Before he gets licensed again, he has to go before the Nevada State Athletic Commission. And that is not going to be a fun day for him, I would have to imagine. So maybe I'm wrong.
One question, I know you don't want to talk about Overeem at all, but with all the
somebody
talk
will
about
talk to you about Overeem. Dude, please, I will snap and freak out, and I don't want to do that.
No,
I can't talk about it.
I guess what I want to ask about is the TRT thing. Do you think?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I'm too upset about it. I seriously, I can't talk about it. You want Lorenzo? Lorenzo's peanut butter, man. He's fucking smooth. Let him talk to you. Okay. I'm not. I can't do it. I can't talk about this.
Will you actually say then that or admit that maybe it's time that you have to kind of temper what you feel emotionally and passionately when things come up sometimes, and just withdraw a little from being so vociferous about situations because it gets you in trouble?
No, I mean, I don't care about getting in trouble.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying that I'm going to say anything that's going to get me in trouble here, but you know, it's just, I'm too, I don't know what the word is. I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm only talking about the fact that you're kind of quite stressed. I can't even put into words
how I feel about this
thing.
You know what I mean? I'm really upset. I'm really upset about this. I'm very pissed off.
No, it's cool.
And I really don't want to talk about it.
I guess the one thing I'd ask though is people are starting to say you need to get involved, and you've made it clear, hey, that's tough. We can't, logistically, we can't do it. But is your opinion changing on that at all, that maybe you do need to be involved in it?
But we are involved. I mean,
the free testing.
Seriously? And I know that this, you know, it's a crazy hot topic right now. But literally in all of sports, we have the gold standard in testing policies and everything else, the way that these guys are tested. I mean, I was standing at the MGM Grand talking to you guys about this that day that they were being tested that day.
Right.
You know? So, it's just, it is what it is. I mean, these guys are getting tested all the time. Guys are getting, you know why we're sitting here talking about this? Because these guys are being fucking tested.
Well, the argument that people would make, though, is that if the UFC did some of its own testing out of competition at random...
We do. We don't do random testing. That's the other thing. If the UFC did... First of all the guys that come into the UFC, now we change the policy. You sign a deal with us, you get tested. You go into the Ultimate Fighter, you get tested. We test. We don't even have to fucking test. That's not what we do. That's what the Athletic Commission does. We test, right? Then the Athletic Commission now is doing random tests before, leading up to the fight, after the fight. They're being tested like crazy. The fucking testing in this sport is insane. It is literally the gold standard in all of sports. So now for people to say, UFC should random, do you have any fucking idea how much shit I do in a week? You know what I mean? And how many guys we're trying to fucking keep rein up and this and that and that? You're grown men. You're fucking adults. You're professional athletes. How many fucking times do you have to be told not to do this? To the point to where you just completely blow your entire fucking career? So it gets to the point where when people start saying, this is starting to affect the credibility, it does not affect the credibility of the UFC. We are 100% more on top of drug testing than any other fucking sport on earth other than the Olympics.
Well, the argument I hear less than credibility is that, financially, that if you can get out in front of some of this stuff, do some of your own testing, then you don't get to a point where you're, a few weeks before a fight and you have to, you lose.
So I have 375 fighters in every country all over the world, okay? The battle that I have to get these guys to get their fucking bout agreements back and show up for press is unfucking believable. The fact that I have to make personal phone calls to tell guys to talk to the fucking press. Now I'm gonna start making personal phone calls to go show up for random drug tests. The general public and the media need to grasp some fucking concept of reality, okay? The reality of us doing all the fucking things that we're doing when we already have the gold standard in drug testing and then fucking try to chase 375 guys all over the world to randomly test them too? It's impossible. Listen, if you look at all the other organizations like the Super Fuckhead League or whatever that guy was just asking me about a minute ago, okay? You look at all the other companies like that have tried to do what we do, nobody can fucking do it. You know why? Because this job is insane. It's fucking crazy. I was standing in Las Vegas 10 hours ago filming a fucking TV show. And now I'm sitting here. And I'm going to randomly drug test 375 guys around the world. You know where I'm going in a few hours? To fucking Abu Dhabi. Then I go back and film The Ultimate Fighter. Then I go to Atlanta, Miami, and I'm in fucking Rio de Janeiro for 3 hours. Then back to Las Vegas where I'll film The Ultimate Fighter again. And in between there somewhere, I'm going to randomly drug test 375 fighters. Exactly.
Suggesting that you personally, make these calls and get these guys to do that.
There's a lot of things that, we have a ton of staff, and the answer isn't throwing more bodies at this thing. The answer is, when all this shit happens, I have to fucking make personal phone calls. Me. I have a full PR team, right? Good people from all over the world that have great fucking resumes and everything else. I have to make personal phone calls and say, dude, why are you not showing up for this fucking press thing that you're supposed to do? Did you say no, you wouldn't do this? Did you say no? I'm still making personal phone calls like that. So it's an easy, random, general, fun thing to throw around and say, hey, I don't think the UFC is doing enough. I think they should do this and randomly drug test their 375 fighters. We're already fucking doing it when they sign their contracts. It's being done before they come on The Ultimate Fighter. It's being done by the Athletic Commission before, during, and after fights. It's just, you guys are being fucking ridiculous.
But the bottom line is
the bottom line is
athletes need to grow up as well.
They do, exactly. You need to take some fucking responsibility for what you're doing. It's not a secret, and it's not a secret that in sports you're going to have guys who are going to try to cheat. But guess what? To label the entire fucking sport this way, there's a lot of guys who don't cheat. There's a lot of guys who work hard and sacrifice to do all the right things. So to lump everybody into this drug testing conversation is unfair to the guys who don't. And if you look at how many fights we put on and how much we've done over the last 11 years, there aren't a lot of fucking guys really getting busted for using this stuff.
Dana.
Any other further questions about this, please call Lorenzo Fertitta at the office and talk to him. He'll give you much better answers than me.
Talking about something more
And Lorenzo knows more about it than I do. He's a former regulator, okay? I don't know enough about it, and next question.
Yeah.